What is love? 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 What is love?
What's going on, guys? Echo Delta here again. And this time, I just wanted to give you guys a list of what I feel are the top guns in every single category that I could think of. Now, over 20 years of collecting and just about 200 guns gone through this collection, there are a few that really have stuck out for me anyways, and I wanted to compare to your list and see what you guys think. So stay tuned. So unfortunately, not every gun I'm going to mention on this list is currently in my collection for obvious reasons. I've just had to be able to be flexible with this collection, make sure that I can keep them rotating so I can get you guys some new and exciting content. So with that being said, the ones that I do not have currently, I'll try to show you guys some footage or at least some photos, just to kind of get you up to speed with which ones I'm talking about exactly. But let's start out with pistols. So owned a lot of different pistols. My favorite are really just full steel pistols. So 1911s, 2011s, Beretta M9s, like, you know, that's kind of my cup of tea. But the best shooting gun I've ever owned and I've ever come across thus far has been the Staccato XC. So the Staccato basically needs no introduction. I've done a few different videos on the Staccato P and XC. One of the best guns I've ever owned, definitely the best shooting pistol that I've ever owned. So that's my number one. Moving right along to shotguns. Best shotgun I've ever owned, the Benelli M4. Does it really surprise anybody? I would think not. I did have the Beretta 1301 Tactical, which was tack driver. Thing is freaking awesome. But I think that just for the sake of that military pedigree and just the history and the just the robustness and the ruggedness of the M4, I would give it the slight edge over the 1301. All right, so next category, PCCs or subguns. All right, best one I've ever owned is by far the MP5. All right, now obviously this includes all of the clones because the MP5 is not really out there. It's the SP5 from HK, it's the AP5 from Century Arms, or it's the Zeniths, the Z5s, and the Z5 RS and all those. They all kind of, you know, fit that same category that I'm talking about. So I consider those all MP5s. They're phenomenal shooters, the softest shooter that you'll ever fire. The thing is just a tack driver. It is super easy to stay on target with them, super easy to hit your target with them. They're very accurate. It's just a marvel. And unfortunately, they've never been able to better the MP5. I mean, really, there is no subgun that has replaced the MP5 that you can honestly say was an upgrade. Everyone that's tried has tried and failed, and the tried and true MP5 is still my favorite go-to subgun of all. Next up, best battle rifle. The best battle rifle I've ever owned is that thing right there. The Mark 14 EBR. It is the most gorgeous of battle rifles that I've ever owned by far. It's not the greatest shooter, it's not the most reliable, it's not the lightest, but it definitely is the most beautiful. It's timeless, it's tried and true. The thing is just a tank, and I love it to death because it's my designated marksman rifle right now. It does that very, very well. It's not something I'd want to lug around for too long because it is pretty damn heavy, but again, how can you beat the look of that thing? It's just gorgeous. All right, so the best bullpup I've ever owned, unfortunately, is not on this wall. There's a nice FS 2000 right there. Unfortunately, that's not the one. The one that was the best I've ever owned is the Tavor X95. Not a shocker to many people that are gonna hear that, but the X95, Just tried and true. The thing works. It's just absolutely reliable. It's robust, but it's lightweight. It's not cumbersome. The ergonomics all make sense. They're very easy to utilize. It's very intuitive to pick up and just use right out of box. And the trigger on it compared to most bullpups is actually very, very pleasant. So best bullpup I've ever owned, X95. All right, so the best rifle I've ever owned. This is not going to include 308, so this is going to be the best 5.56 rifle I've ever owned is the Bushmaster ACR. The Bushmaster ACR is a weird gun. A lot of people give it hate. Some people just live by the damn thing. It is controversial, however, it is by far the best rifle in 5.56 I've ever owned. Reason being is that the ergonomics were well ahead of its time. The modularity of the platform, unfortunately, you know, they didn't live up to all the promises that they made. However, just the things that they did live up to were enough to know that, hey, I've got a gun that basically can accomplish a lot of different tasks, can be designated for different purposes. And the thing just looked amazing too. It was just one of the most beautiful guns, a little bit heavy, but reliable, and definitely very unique and ahead of its time. So the next one's gonna be two categories. Best shit hits the fan gun and best short barreled rifle. Both of those titles go to the B&T APC 223. This is a gun you guys have seen a lot on my channel. I've done several videos on this thing. I stand by what I said. It works. The thing just functions flawlessly. It's built meticulously. The Swiss, just like with their watches, they know what they're doing with their guns too. Bastards are just good at engineering stuff. So that gun is phenomenal. The trigger's excellent. Just the action on it, the cycling so smooth, buttery smooth, the ergonomics, just everything. I can't say enough good things about B&T and specifically that APC 223. All right, the best bolt action rifle I've ever owned is the Daniel Defense Delta 5. You guys have not seen a video on this yet. I'm still in the process of reviewing it fully, but rest assured that Daniel Defense makes a hell of a bolt action rifle. Now I know that that's not really what their bread and butter is, and that's not what they're known for just yet. However, it's their barrels, which is basically the heart of the gun, that make the biggest difference. Daniel Defense is the only company in the world that cold hammer forges the bore of the barrel, the inside of the barrel. So it's crazy how straight their barrels are. You know, there's a lot of statistics out there that'll kind of paint the picture for you in numbers and in data. But I'm telling you right now that their barrels are top of the damn line. And because of that, a bolt action rifle, which is meant for precision and accuracy and all that, you're getting the best of the best up there. Review coming soon, so stay tuned. Up next, the funnest gun I've ever owned, without a doubt, the Marlin 1895. The Marlin 1895 in 4570, without a doubt, is the funnest gun I've ever owned. It doesn't matter who I take to the range with me, everyone will unanimously say that it was the funnest gun that they shot that day. It's a blast to shoot, no pun intended. The thing screams Americana. There's just so much history behind it. And it's just something that obviously captures the imagination, and it breaks a lot of necks at the range. So definitely Marlin 1895. If you're in the market for a lever action gun, definitely get that. The most beautiful pistol I've ever owned was the Ed Brown FX2. Unfortunately, it's no longer my collection. Deeply regret that. However, just everything about it from a aesthetic standpoint was absolutely perfect. The industrial stainless finish, beautiful. Pictures and videos just don't do it any justice. Once you have it in your hands and you see that finish and you see the level of detail, it is just a gun where once you buy it, you're not getting rid of that thing unless you're dumb like me. So Ed Brown FX2, phenomenal, gorgeous gun. I wish I still had it. The most beautiful rifle I ever owned was the SIG 553. Another deep regret getting rid of that thing. But the SIG, Swiss-made SIG, so it's the San Swiss 5.53 Commando, basically, so the short-barreled rifle. Incredible gun. Runs like a clock. The thing was just gorgeous. Smooth cycling, beautiful ergonomics, awesome trigger, given that it's an older model, but still had a phenomenal trigger. It's super rare, and the thing was just gorgeous, and I deeply regret getting rid of it. So what's the point of all this? The point is, if you guys are just getting started with buying guns, you just got into the firearms game, there's a lot of options out there, all right? And a lot of these that I just mentioned today, I've owned several times. Some of them I just got lucky. It was like a home run on the first try. But I'm telling you guys, all this stuff so that you can kind of at least have that confidence of knowing that if you're looking at one of the guns that I just listed, trust me when I tell you, you're not going to regret it. If you're torn between a couple different pieces, hopefully I've discussed some of those different models in this review. And if you do have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you guys immediately. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so that you can be in tune with when I'm putting out new videos just like this and better ones to come. So again, look out for that review on the Delta 5 coming soon. Should have a couple more goodies to share with you guys over the next couple months, so stay tuned. I'll catch you on the next. Peace.